From the very beginning, we have seen the Access media do everything they can to defend and deflect any and all criticism of the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. You know that Lucasfilm knew there would be backlash to this because they pre-prepped everybody. They said, hey, look at this. There are going to be racist fans out there that don't like Moses Ingram. And then, of course, when there was a ton of backlash about other things besides Moses Ingram, they tried to gaslight everybody into thinking it was just related to this one singular thing. That was not. It was a complete and total lie and hyperbole and gaslighting from Lucasfilm and from Disney, but that's not really a surprise. And of course, the mainstream media, when they saw that fans were voicing their opinions, were very quick to get on board with Lucasfilm. Obi-Wan Kenobi gets review bombed on Rotten Tomatoes. After an episode 3 came out that people did not like, that people rejected because they didn't like how Obi-Wan was treated. They didn't like how Leia was treated. They didn't like how Darth Vader was treated. All of these things combined, they did not like. Happened to be the one that Moses Ingram was in the least of the 4 that have been out so far. The media was quick to point that out. Why, oh, why did they say nothing when suddenly, over a 12-hour period, the Obi-Wan Kenobi audience score just happens to rise about 10% on Rotten Tomatoes in the middle of the night? In the middle of the night, and when you go through and you track and you look at the reviews, virtually none of the ones that are new ones that are coming in are positive. How does this happen? This is why people always ask, why do you talk about Rotten Tomatoes? There's a reason. Because you can tell and you can look at when things happen, when things just mysteriously change and it doesn't correlate to the reviews that are being put out publicly. Yes, you can question that because in all likelihood, maybe they're deleting negative reviews. Maybe they're just changing the numbers. But there's something going on that you can look at definitively. This is currently from right now. But if you want to go and you want to look back at a little bit before, about 24 hours prior to this, when I made this video and screenshot my thumbnail, it was at a 52% audience score. Now, when you look at it again, it's at 61%. But like this Twitter user pointed out, Ben Kenobi, Rotten Tomatoes is changing their audience score for Kenobi for Disney. The audience score went up 5% in the last 12 hours, yet only one review was above 3 out of 5 stars. Shame on you. And he points out something here that I'm going to show as well. He's scrolling through all these most recent reviews. They're 1 star, 1 star, 1.5, 1, half star, 1 star, half star, 2 stars, 2 stars, 2 stars, right? These are not positive reviews. These are all the most recent ones that were coming in as the Kenobi score continued to rise. Well, if we go back there, it's the same thing. These are the most recent ones. Half star, 1 star, half star, 1 star, 1, half, 1.5, half. There's a 5 star from Esther. There you go. Epic to see Hayden and Ewan back on screen. Yeah, how many times has Ewan been back on, or how many times has Hayden been back on screen? Please tell us that. Half star, 1 star. There's a 3, so that would count as a positive one. Look at all this shit. There's a 5 star right there. But there's a 3 star, but full of 1s. 1s and 2s and 1.5s. There's a 2.5. That could go either way, I suppose. But it is a joke for you to tell me that while these are coming out, somehow the audience score continues to rise at a crazy level. This is why people point out this stuff, because they're still messing with it. Now, that doesn't mean that every single time Rotten Tomatoes puts out a number that you need to accept it, that you should not question it, whatever. But when you can see clearly that things do not make sense, when what publicly has happened over the past 24 hours doesn't line up to the big combined store right here, it tells you that the Access media, that certain websites, that a lot of people are doing anything they can to set a certain narrative. Does that mean that they're paid by someone off or whatever? Not necessarily. Maybe they just believe all this nonsense. Maybe they believe that some of these reviews are just from racist trolls. Who knows the reason why? But you cannot tell me with a plain face that it's not funny to see it when shit like this is going down. And yet, the Access media, which is so quick to call it out whenever anyone has a negative opinion of a Hollywood production, they say, oh, you're review bombing. Whenever mysterious stuff like this happens, or whenever you get it positively review bombed, suddenly they're silent. Not a surprise. They're still trying to protect Lucasfilm and Disney Star Wars. Thanks for watching, everyone. And a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.